beautiful morning here. You see? So I'm right in front of the supermarket, and in front of the supermarket is quad parking, and it's pretty common around here. We're probably 100 yards from the beach, and quads on quads. Lots of people on quads, kids on quads. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah, I've probably only seen up to 4 people on a quad. And dogs, 2 or 3 dogs. Oh, oh man, you can't see it, I don't think. Can you see the dog in the front? You probably can't. And then a surf lesson. Good morning, good morning. So the couple monkeys just came through, and I was just doing my morning gratefulness and positivity mindset, and it reminded me of what I was just talking about with my little sister, and you know, she was worried about money as usual, most people are, and just kind of talking some things through and just giving her some tips and some tricks. And one of the stories that I told her was talking about the monkeys here, right? The white-faced monkeys. They're pretty cool in the trees. On the ground, obviously, they're a little more aggressive and have fangs and teeth. But in the morning, their routine is very simple. They wake up, they check out the trees, they climb around in a group, and they make their way through the jungle, right? They do it for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you don't see them anymore. They go home and they do their siesta. And what I was relating it to is the amount of worry that we put on ourselves, right? Like, I found myself less than a couple months ago in a constant state of worry. I was always worried about today and tomorrow and the next day, the next month, the next year. Like, I was worried about my kids that I don't even have. And I found myself even worried about the legacy and the financial statuses that I was going to leave my kids. Okay? That is insane. Like, literally, like, when I think about that, that's insane. And when you relate it to the monkey, who has been around for a long time, he worries about today, barely, right? He gets up, he does his thing in the morning, they all go out, they eat their nuts. If they eat and make some nut money, they go home and they relax or chill. I don't know what they do. They probably go home and have a siesta, like we all should probably start doing after we do our day's worth of work. But they go home, and I'm pretty sure they're not worried about today. They're not worried about tomorrow. They're not worried about their little bambino monkeys. And if there's enough nuts stored up for the next 100 years, or for the next rainstorm, or for the next war with another country, or for the next economic depression, or for any of the things that we wake up in the morning and we worry about, these monkeys are not worrying about it. I can promise you that. They're getting up, they're doing their thing, and then they're going home and they're chilling, right? But us, who have more opportunities than most, are worried about things that are going to happen in 100 years from now. And it's a horrible state of mind. Like, the way to really be doing it is to be grateful for what we have, because what we think about is what we attract. So the more you're grateful for what you have by starting your day, the more positive you can be about the opportunities that are coming to you. So then the monkeys come later on in the evening, right? And they do the same thing. Right as the sun's setting, you'll see lots of monkeys in the trees, and then you won't see them anymore. They're not going home and worrying about the next hurricane. Now, they'll deal with it, and that'll come, and that's part of life, but it's not something that they need to be living in fear over. And part of the reason that I came here was because I found myself in some bad mindsets. I was completely worried about the future and about things that I had no control over. Like I said, I was worried about the legacy that I was going to leave my kids' kids. I don't even have the first set of kids yet. I can't believe I'm worried about my kids' kids. And it's one thing to plan, but it's another thing to be worried. So, do like the monkey. Get up, do your part, do your thing, work hard, focus, pick one thing to focus on and do it. And be grateful for what you have, because that's what grows. What comes to you is what you focus on. So I found here that by waking up early in the morning, I don't have to be up that early. There's not a ton going on yet around here in the mornings. But even on the weekends, I get myself up, I get myself going, I start writing down my thoughts, my fears, and my hopes, and then I write down things that I'm grateful for. Actually, I do that first. And I get myself in a mindset that allows new opportunities to come. Why? Because I want more people here to come and live and enjoy this beautiful culture and this nature and this adventure and a lot less worry. I wasn't finding myself in a place that I was growing personally. And so I'm here, I'm building businesses and I'm helping locals and I'm doing my part to keep myself in a creative and faith-based mindset. Like I said, if you don't know what to think about, if you don't know where to go from here, pray for wisdom. Focus on wisdom, justice, and boldness. Those are always great things. If you can live those out in your day, you're doing awesome. You don't have to be worrying about the next 100 years. Come down, visit me. I'll show you what it looks like to worry about day by day. Because that's how it is around here. That's how the monkeys live. Many of the people here, they don't worry about everything. They go and they enjoy the sunset. And then they go back the next day and they do their work. So get your mind right. I'll post some stuff about positive mindset before, being grateful. All of these things are critical to living the life full of peace and happiness, adventure. Even abundance comes from being grateful. So, Pura Vida, I love you. Come visit me and we'll have a blast.